Hi guys, Deanne here from Canada Abroad, and thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm just bringing you an update about the immigration system as a whole. The Immigration Minister, Sean Fraser, released a series of tweets and also an official memo that outlines some changes going forward that they are hoping is going to improve the Canadian immigration system and processing. So on this list, they said that they're going to have more updates in real time so that when you track your application, you probably have a better idea of where it's sitting. As we know right now, once you submit an application, depending on the type, you get no real updates between the time of submission and the date that you receive the outcome. And it's really hard to figure out where your application is, what's going on with it. And this obviously has increased the number of people ordering their GCMS notes, ATIP requests, and then those requests are taking even longer. So they're just trying to be more transparent with the processing. No official date though on when those changes are going to show up in the system, and you'll be able to track it in real time. We'll keep you posted once we hear more about that. One of the other important changes is applicants that are already in Canada and they are submitting applications for new temporary residence permits or permanent residency. They are no longer going to be required to do the immigration medical examinations. And this is good news because it saves you quite a bit of money. But there is, again, no official date on when this is going to be implemented. They just said in the coming weeks. So once we have the official date on when those medicals are no longer going to be required, we will let you know. But again, this is just for people who are physically inside of Canada and not for those that are abroad. One of the other major changes, and this is going to impact quite a few people going forward, is no more applications will be submitted on paper. I know some people think, well, was anything still submitted on paper? Yes, there was quite a few applications that were still being submitted on paper, or you at least had the option to submit them on paper. But going forward, all applications will now be submitted electronically. So if you are sitting with an application that you are getting ready to submit and you were thinking of doing it on paper, you may now have to submit it online. So I'm just going to go through the dates of when certain applications will no longer be able to be submitted via paper-based application. So as of September 23rd, 2022, if you are applying as a provincial nominee, so a non-express entry linked provincial nominee, or a Quebec skilled worker, if you're sponsoring your spouse or a dependent child or another eligible relative, if you're sponsoring an orphan sibling, niece or a nephew, or a grandchild, if you have adopted a child and you're going through the immigration process, or if you're applying through the Rural and Northern Immigration Program, as of September 23rd, all of those applications have to be submitted online, and you can no longer send in a physical paper application. Then from October 7th, 2022, the Quebec Selected Investors, Quebec Selected Entrepreneurs, and the Self-Employed Program for Quebec have to be submitted online and can no longer be submitted on paper. Then from October 14th, 2022, the Agri-Food Pilot, the Startup Visa, and Temporary Permit Holder class applications all have to go through the online system and can no longer be submitted on paper. Then as of October 21st, 2022, Home Support Worker Pilot, Home Child Care Provider Pilot, the Humanitarian and Compassionate Grounds category, and self-employed people at the federal level, not the Quebec, have to be submitted online and not via a paper-based application. And then last, on October 28th, 2022, the Atlantic Immigration Program, those applications have to be submitted online and can no longer be submitted via a paper-based application. So those are the major changes. They've also said they're gonna, try to improve processing times, but we know that they've been working on that for quite some time. So hopefully we will see those processing times come back down as they work things out. But for now, we don't have official start dates on some of the changes, but at least for those waiting to submit an application, you now know if you are going to have to submit online or if that paper-based application you've been putting together can still be mailed in. So thank you guys, as always, for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Canadian immigration news and updates.